Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, my Spanish friend. How are you?
Over here being bad at Spanish.
Yeah,
That's about it.
that's all you got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I worked just long enough in restaurants and took just enough Spanish that I can basically communicate the needs of an order, which is really fantastic.
That's right.
Right, and then
All
I can
right.
go in the back and be like, "Listo, platos listo," or "The
That's right.
plate's ready," and
That's
that
right.
and that's really it. I don't have
Yeah.
much else.
I remember part of the Arce. Is it to go? Is it everything?
Arribar, yeah,
Yeah.
arribar.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. Good morning.
Good
Uh,
morning.
how you doing this morning?
Pretty good. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm just having one of those mornings.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I think mainly because I worked out harder yesterday than I had in quite a while. I like, one of those days like you actually push yourself. You're like, you get towards the end of the rep session, and you're like, this rep will be as good as the first one. You've got that mindset.
Hmm.
Whew, that makes for tough next day sometimes.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
I've been the walk is just not enough, right? Like it's great and it's helpful and everything is like this, but
yeah,
I
need it,
need I,
want it, love it, but
I need some sort of other like outlet kind of thing, right? And I've been talking about yoga for a little bit, and I'm still trying to work on getting this wrist stronger and stuff like that, and that's taking way longer than it's supposed to. Um, supposed
buenos
to.
dias, buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Look at this. Good morning, Levi.
Good
Good
morning,
morning, Michelle. Buenos dias.
buenos dias.
She's just laughing at me because
Mhm.
it's bad Spanish.
Yeah.
Um, but I found a knee program. It's supposed to help you with jumping. It's also supposed to help bulletproof your knees. So I need to actually open the PDF and look at the exercises. And I found some stuff that's gonna be good for wrist strength, and I just got to make myself do it. Right?
Step on
It's been way too much supposed to.
exactly. Those are bad words on this show, aren't they?
They are bad words. They are bad words. So
Yeah. Well, I had the same issue. I was walking, really enjoying it. It's really good for my head, and I
yeah,
guess my heart. Like heart health is good for, but yeah, it just doesn't challenge me. And so I know we talked back and forth, and I just didn't make the mistakes I'm supposed to in front of Levi. But I had some of those times earlier, later in the summer, earlier in the fall, and so
yeah.
and I've been bouncing back around between programs, but I finally just decided, you know, any program done daily is better than the right
No
program.
program.
The
Yeah,
right program,
yeah.
I eventually do.
Yeah, the P90X that you do once, and then you're so broke off the next day that you can't even, and you're just like, oh my god, right? And then every time you think about it, you're not even thinking about the workout. You're just thinking about how bad it sucks the next day because you just murdered yourself, right? Like there is, I'm all for obviously making things difficult and hard training and everything else like this, but if you don't ever want to do it again, how
Yeah.
great of a situation is that? Oh, best training I've ever had. I'm never doing it again. It's just terrible.
Yep. 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 Hey,
Good
Gabriel.
morning,
Good morning.
Gabriel.
Good morning. Um, I talked to Nancy Barrows last night, and she watched us when we were on his show, and
Oh, okay.
you got a great audience, Gabriel. She was lovely. So it's cool when you find a nice little circle of people, and kind of like ours, right? We have a nice little circle of people here. So
Yes, yes, we do.
yes,
Let's see.
and
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
well, and I'm going to push back on that. It's hard in different ways. The strength training pushes your body in ways that walking, running never ever will. Um,
Yeah,
it's a different type of challenge. It's a cardiovascular
absolutely.
challenge. They're all mental challenges though, and that's what we're really talking about here.
That's true. I had this idea this morning of right. I've been thinking a lot about kung fu and training and the elements of kung fu that I bring into business and sales and all the things that I do. And I was thinking about this thing this morning that we talk about a lot, and it's so this gets talked about in lots of circles, right? I'm not saying that this is unique to the Kung Fu circle, but when you're training, there's a big difference between like trying to win and trying not to lose, right? And so this is almost one of those things that gets thrown around so much that it's like lost its like weight. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because like people talk about this stuff all the time. And so I was thinking about creating a video talking about like if I'm doing chi sao with somebody else who knows Kung Fu. The difference is when I'm just trying to not get hit and trying not to lose, and the difference in like that and when I'm actively trying to win kind of thing, right? And I think that could be interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I think it ties nicely back into what you're optimizing for.
Exactly. Right. And what's funny is like elements of this are super common in things like poker, right? There's a big difference between when you're just trying to play to like ease your way into the money and playing to actually win the tournament. Your decision-making trees are different, and I find that to be really interesting.
I admire your persistence, Gabriel.
Gabe, you're never going to beat Jake Jordan. You're just not. You're just not. That dude doesn't even have to train. Like, if Jake showed up to the 4th of July hot dog eating contest, he would win, and that Joey guy who's like the champion would just be like, okay,
here,
one, yeah, one tier.
Man, Gabriel, come on, bro. Let's do some eating together. Let's do this.
I want to see Jake on First We Feast with Hot Ones with like the really spicy wings. It's one of my favorite shows on the planet. I want to go on there.
I love it.
I want to go on there, but I don't want to eat the wings. Like I want to go on there as a duo. So you have to go on there and just bring me with you.
Well, we could be like Key and Peele, right? Key and Peele went on there.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
We are the business and white versions of Key and Peele, and not as funny.
I guess we know who I am then, huh? Which is funny because the one I shouldn't be is named Jordan. You know?
That's true. That's true.
I'm Michael.
Let's put that thing down.
It's starting to get into Michael Scott territory there.
yes, exactly. Yeah, we're sprinting into Michael Scott territory. Oh man.
Oh geez.
Oh.
So, how's your day going?
Man. Okay, so I missed a couple of videos. So Melissa, who was helping me get those things done, lovingly told me, "Why do you have 2 of some videos and none of some other ones?" I said, "Well, practice runs, and and weird things that happen with cameras and new tech as you're trying it out and stuff. So so I'm going to do a couple of reshoots immediately, well, at some point today, and then start working on that. So that'll be good.
Cool.
Man, weird days recently. Like my mindset is like dangerously low. If I can be so bold as to say that, the journaling is helpful, right? But the thing I think that I'm realizing, right, is that my intention for like a lot of this year has been just on like not losing, right, like not failing, and stuff like this. But I haven't really been focusing my intentions on like moving towards my goals. Right. At some point over this year, my intention was like, okay, like let's just maintain, as opposed to pushing to get to this thing.
Yeah. No, do you think a lot of people though fell into that just because of the year?
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. We do that all the time. I think we just do it in fits and starts. Like just no matter how good and productive and well scheduled you are, you fall into let's just maintain the rest of the day because I'm tired or things like that. So,
we
were. I was on Katie Wallace's podcast yesterday. She has one called The Dying Project.
The Dying?
Like.
Okay, interesting.
Like dying. Well, she wants to talk about subjects that aren't okay.
What?
It's like lenses of your eyes. Like I didn't have both my hands. Okay. My daughter taught me. Tells me this.
That might be the best thing I've seen this week.
Yeah, that's 12-year-old TikTok talk. Okay, there.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, the Dying Project, and she wants to talk about subjects that aren't okay to talk about typically, like they're just taboo subjects, and that's her whole podcast because she saw, I don't know if you saw, there was somebody on Business Insider or Forbes or somebody who actually just went and lived like they were dying for 6 months, like they just assumed they were going to be dead at the end of 6 months, and they did all the things they thought they would do if they thought they were going to die. And so that she was really inspired by that. So she went and did that too. And if you knew Katie, you would know that's something Katie would do. But she was a former co-host on the Unlearn show.
I know Katie a little bit.
Yeah, that's totally her. So yeah, that's her podcast. It's like, let's talk about things that people don't want to talk about on podcasts because people want to hear about this stuff. They're just too afraid to talk about it, you know?
Gabe, we're here every morning, and we try to like help others and bring value. And the thing that you're manifesting into the multiverse is the Key and Peele thing. Okay, cool, right? You take what you take, right? We don't have that much control over it.
No, we just put it out there and you take it where you want it. That's right. You know that goes. So anyway, and we were just talking about like people doing what they think they should do versus what they actually want to do.
Yeah. Right. That's, I mean, and that's a big part of like true stoicism, right? I'm finding more and more that a lot of people have a very negative view of stoicism, which really comes from like looking to the wrong people and thinking that that's what like stoicism actually is, right? And that, you know, I guess it can be anything you want, right? I mean, you can shove it into the box, right?
Sure. Well, I would think around stoicism because I would say most people I know don't know a heck of a lot about stoicism other than it was old and Greek or whatever, you know? Like, that would be a common description. I don't know. Didn't like Socrates or somebody, I don't know. You know.
Okay, so here's the ridiculousness, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been like really, really studying this stuff this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so once again, right, I'm already assuming that Jake Jordan, because I see him every morning, right, and we talk every day, that he's got the same level of knowledge and ideas of this like philosophy that I do, just because I'm around him a lot.
Right.
And it's not true, right? Like, I love you, buddy, but you're pretty far off the mark there, which is totally fine.
No, I know. I wasn't saying that. I was saying that's, to me, would be a general consensus of what people might think about what stoicism is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Just by proxy, I know a little bit more than that.
Just by proxy.
I do listen to you.
Yeah. So. Because I was talking to Melissa about it, and I said something about stoicism, and she was just like, you know, and kind of didn't make a face, but, you know, I've been with her for 17 years, so like I was like, okay, what's up? And she goes, you know, some people don't have the best view of this, and I was like, what? And then I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, like looking into that, and I was like, oh, some people have some very, very interesting views of like what this is based upon God knows what. It's very interesting.
I saw a post yesterday that I thought was really interesting that hit me for some reason on several levels. Was stop trying to save others and start trying to. Gosh, I'm butchering the wording, but basically the idea was that so many people are trying to change each other's minds and not doing a good enough job of just displaying what it is that they're trying to be. You know, like here's who I am, and if you don't like it, that's cool. But like, I'm going to give you every ounce of what that looks like, so you have a best, clearest picture of what that is. Versus going out and trying to say, "Oh, this part's wrong. Oh, why do you think about that? I'm going to defend that." Like, just be the thing, you know. And then if you get in those conversations, obviously, and it had something to do with like, I can't remember what it was. It was something around mental health or something. Like it was a random subject. It's just the quote was so good. I was like, yeah, we should be working much harder on just doing the thing.
I got a really great Stoic quote yesterday, and hold on one second. I will show it to you because I was kind of blown away. I've got this app, and it kind of just sends me Stoic quotes throughout the day, and it's been interesting, right? Because you get bogged down with stuff. You look down. It's nice to have like the reinforcement that I'm looking for before I let myself loose in the digital net.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where was this thing at?
So like feed you daily on the app?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Where...
While you're looking for that, I've got a meditation app that hits me twice a day. I just tell it you can do it as many times as you want. You can tell it to hit it 10 times a day, and it does 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minute stops. And it's just so that because you're around your phone all the time, it'll remind you, hey, stop and just pause, just be quiet, and just detach from whatever you're doing and reattach to your purpose. And it's been really helpful. I'm on like a 45 day streak with it, and it's
holy crap, man.
Yeah, it's totally changed my mindset throughout my day.
Dude, that's huge.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I've mailed it in a few times, and I've known when I've done it. I've been like, yeah, I'm mailing this one in right here. But the streak's alive, and it's twice a day, so at least once a day. Yep, that's a famous quote. Where's that from? I love that.
I don't know. I really like that though.
Yeah.
Because to me, I was talking with someone, and I showed them the tracker, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's pretty cool, but you're more than your activities." And it's like, are you saying that because you just have to have an opinion counter to mine? Are you right? Like.
Yes, probably.
Can we just assume a basic? I mean, I guess we can't, right? I mean, you talk to some of these people, and whoa, what are you doing? Like, wow, holy crap, So I don't know.
Well, that might be someone who's coming from a context of purpose and meaning and fulfillment, and all they're really like focused on in their life right now is finding what gives them fulfillment in their day. And that's just their paradigm right now, right?
Yeah, of course.
So that tends to be Mr. Optimistic Jake. That tends to be the direction I go. Oh, they're coming from a different context. They have something completely different in mind.
I mean, that's the hope, right? Like, but like sometimes you have these situations. What's that?
I said I try to start there at least.
True, right? But like, I don't know. It was a jump to an assumption. Right, is what it felt like, because there were no questions afterwards. Like, oh, what are you doing with this? Oh, like how long have you been working with it? Or, oh, is it helpful? It was just, don't boil down your life to like a set of activities, because that's not who you are. It's like, dude, you don't even know who I am. Like, this is our very first conversation. So,
right.
Sounds
like a really good one too.
It was. I mean, I thought it was fine.
No, I meant him. Jumping straight to the assumption that he wanted to make.
This is the same guy that I bought the software from.
Oh, you guys are like should be best buds by now, man. It sounds like y'all are together.
Not best buds, but whatever. And that's fine, right? I don't need to like the guy and want to hang out with the guy to see value in his software that I'm using. Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Oh man, I saw a video. I guess this guy's a coach. I think he's a coach, but I think he's just like a raw, like motivational coach kind of thing. Because he's talking about being a closer, and he's talking about how he knew nothing. And then in the part of the video that I saw, there was no like real like technique. It was just it was the same stuff that like we would see at Chase, right? Mm-hmm. Really get in their shoes, really understand who they are without really anything that goes along with that is going to help you do that when you're in a conversation, right? So in my, not so well-regarded opinion, depending upon the circle that you're running in, like that motivation, that rah, let's go pound the phones because like, look, this guy's got a sweet view out his window. Dude had a flex on his window view in the coaching call.
Okay. Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't mute his system, so his Slack notifications are just going off the whole like constantly. I'm like, man, whoa, okay, cool. So, man, I was astounded.
You watched the whole video?
Huh?
You watched that whole video?
No,
Okay.
Couldn't do it.
Right.
It was a 40-minute video.
Keep going.
Yeah, I think I made it 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then I fast forwarded to like 15, and it felt like the same thing, right? Like the exact same.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm out. Right. Here's the deal: if you need that in your life, totally awesome. I totally get it. Motivational speakers make tons of money, right? Tony Robbins is much more of a motivational speaker than a coach, in my opinion, and I think lots of these other people are the same way. And if you need that, that's totally fine. But I'm going to tell you that without technique, without the right mindset, without having like a repeatable set of activities to get to business, that motivation is going to go away, and you're going to end up in the same spot you were before you went to go see the motivational conversation, which is probably not very motivated. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Jake is just so tired of this whole conversation. He's like, can we talk about anything else?
This is John's favorite soapbox, I think. I think this is your favorite soapbox over the years. Like you love to bang on the like for good reason, but the veneer, the shiny veneer of the motivational whole industry.
Now, wait a second, hold on, right? Because I think that there's a difference, right? If you can get people to take action, then awesome, right? Like that is a skill set that is valid and worth it and stuff like this. But what I'm telling you is that if you're relying on the motivation from those people to get you excited about doing the hard things in your life, you're not going to do the hard things in your life without that person on a semi-regular basis, right? We're all dopamine fiends, right? And these little like slabs that we carry around in our phones, right? We're checking likes, we're checking engagement, we're doing all these things, right? We're becoming addicted to this stuff, right? The instant gratification. So then all of a sudden, right? You can't do your stuff without like a push, right? Without, which is why like the Gary V video has got so many views, because these people like have to watch it every morning for that dopamine rush. Like you're,
yes.
Like are you any better than an addict who's addicted to all the other stuff?
Yeah, no.
If you okay. So
I agree. I was just laughing because I think it's your favorite soapbox. That's all.
So there's that thing, right? There's the motivational rah without any meat to it, without any like actionable like concepts. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there are the people who need that. And I'm just here to tell you, you got to find your motivation from another thing. You can't like rely on it from an outside source, right? You have to go find your intrinsic motivational levers. And that is going like your why, which is the thing that Jake and I talk about all the time. That is going to make you keep doing the hard stuff when you don't want to do the hard stuff.
Correct.
My soapbox, hold on this way.
Yeah.
My soapbox is shitty lifestyle marketing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
The plane shots, the hustle shots, the big villa, I hate all of it. Just do these things. Take my course.
My video.
Exactly, right? I hate all of that because you're just the most annoying version of the ShamWow guy, and he's pretty annoying. Zoom in here, close camera guy. I don't got all day, right? And he's doing the thing like That's what these guys are, right? When they're just walking around the compound, right? Just this is mine. This is where we're gonna end it. And it's like God.
Mm-hmm. I know.
You gotta be about something else other than just fake fanciness.
You know what that is to me? Actually, that's modern snake oil salesman.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, Mike. It's good to see you, sir.
Yeah, they're just a modern version.
Yep. Oh man, it drives me up the wall. Right? Really, really bothers me.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, it's like, I could shave the beard and just be that person. Hey guys, right? Like the driving and motivational thing, videos. Hey, let's divide my attention even more from this road with like hurtling heavy objects at each other to like talk about this meeting that I just walked out of.
Yeah, but you know what? I think most people don't like that type of marketing either. They just are hoping that the promise is real. You know what
How
I mean?
is that different? How is that? I feel like that's the
not
splitting.
enjoy something, but hope that it's true or it's real.
I mean, sure.
I mean, if you tell me I can lose 50 pounds by eating nothing but bacon for the next 30 days, I can, and I can hate the way you present that idea, but I can hope the idea is real. Because you could do it on a whiteboard scientifically, or you could do it jogging around a park with bacon in your hands. That's two different presentations, and I hate one, and the other one's like, oh, this looks like he's done some research, you know.
Yeah.
But I still either way want to eat bacon for 30 days and lose 30 pounds. So I really do think that a lot of people are drawn in by the promise of you can literally make 7 figures next year getting a Shopify site and shipping stuff from Taiwan. Like, that sounds fantastic to me if it's real, because I can.
But here's the deal, like that play, the e-commerce, getting it from China, right, and building a brand, and then like doing like the FBA thing or the Shopify thing. Like, the thing that sucks about it is like all these guys are like, oh yeah, this is so easy. Guys, like, this is not easy. Like, there are people who are doing this, who are putting in like Olympic-like effort, right? They're treating it like a job. They're in there all day, every day. They're working on refining and improving and making it so that way the hobbyists can't even compete.
Yeah.
Right. And so all these guys who were like, well, you know, I'm just spending 6 months here, right? Because like I don't really have to work on my business, right? All the marketers I know don't even really want to work with these drop shippers anymore because they're so cheap, they're so uninvested and stuff like this. Like there's always going to be a get rich quick scheme, especially with the internet and how all this stuff works. But it's not easy, right? And if you're getting into this because you think it's going to be easy, you are setting yourself up for like the biggest failure I could possibly imagine.
Sure. Yeah, because, and that's probably the worst one, is because there are people that are making good money doing certain things, and then everyone else are like, you can do it too in only 2 hours, and it's like, yeah, but you spent the last 2 years building up your processes, you know, and have all this stuff going on, and of course you only spend 2 to 3 hours. Oh, yeah. Levi, stop following me, bro. Like,
you guys don't go on bacon jogs?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I didn't just take that out of my imagination.
That's
come on.
It's funny because Levi lives 2 blocks away from me, right? He gave me some ramen the other day, and I washed the bowls, and I returned them, and I texted him, and I said, hey, you know, your bowls are on the porch. And he goes, we don't have to talk, do we? Which was so funny. I was like, wait, the eye doesn't want to talk? But he was just referencing that we keep seeing each other in person in these kind of weird moments and not being able to chat. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, nice.
Gabe, you are correct. I want to like Dan Lok, mostly because he's a Wing Chun guy, and I'm also a Wing Chun guy, and I like his videos where he's pulling like Kung Fu elements and talking about them into sales. I've been thinking about doing the same thing, kind of for myself, but for like my own philosophy around selling. But I'm not a huge fan of Dan Lok just because I think he's trying too hard on his videos to be this version, right? And, you know, that's a thing, right? Some people do it, but it's nice. Like, I got to meet Jocko, and I was expecting the persona of Jocko to be like this big, and then I didn't know what to expect of like the real guy, right? Was he going to be like that? Was it all fake? Was it more so? And what was crazy was like you could tell that he was like kind of hardening it up a little bit for the podcast, but like that dude is that dude, right? Like we're all there at a camp, and I'm sitting next to Echo Charles, who had just gotten his black belt at this camp. It was a really cool moment, and he's drinking a little bit of whiskey, and Jocko comes up and he sits down and he looks in the cup and he was like, "No comply." Right. And Echo's like, man, come on. Right. And he was just like, and he's like, man, drink if you want. It's your body. But I got to get up at 4. So I'm not. And like, this is at a camp with like people he knows really well and has like really great relationships with. And it's like, that's a level of discipline that matches up with my view of this person. Right. I don't think that the view of Dan Lok in real life is close to the image of what he's putting out on videos. So and that's just the constant upselling of things bothers me. Like, really bothered me.
Yeah.
So real quick, right? And then I got to go because I got to go meet Levi and those guys. But do you know that you have to pay for the double or for the 2 comma award?
For the
double comma club?
You have to pay for the word?
No, you got to pay for the award.
Oh. Huh.
So if you do $1 million in business on this platform that the Russell Brunson sells every component of and individual things, you can then get a plaque, right? That you have to spend $250 to buy.
I mean, that matches their brand.
I mean,
Gotta
good.
buy everything.
Like,
one at a time.
I have some friends who want to bash on Spirit Airlines, right? Because they're like, well, if you crash, that's going to be extra. But I feel like Russell Brunson is the way worse version of that.
Yes, he is the upsell life. That's for sure.
He's the upsell life. All right, man. We kind of dorked around, which was helpful, and I appreciate it. But I gotta go.
Yeah, we can cover a lot today. That's all right then.
All right, man. It's Thursday, so
Right.
tomorrow is Friday.
Gabriel, it's Thursday.
Thursday. All right. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you, Levi. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Michelle. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming in and cutting up with us and not being productive this morning. So
maybe we should do something. Let's go do something.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bill. And I'll check in with you later. And we'll figure out if you need anything or vice versa.
All right.